What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. My name is Jose Ortiz.
And I'm Mario Benitez. And this week, we're talking with actor and comedian Sharief Johnson, who you may have seen on Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and who you'll be seeing a lot more of in the future. This is Saturday Gigantic.
All right, man. So what's up? Like, what you been into this week, man? We just came back from, it's Puerto Rican weekend just passed.
Yeah.
You know, as you guys saw last week, we brought you to the parade.
Which was a lot of fun, man. I haven't gone there in a while, bro.
Yeah. Fun
that
fact.
made me fall in love with Boricua mommies again. the Taino princesses.
Yeah, a lot of flags out there, man. A lot of good food. It's just always a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, it's always fun.
Dude, I was out there like,
The broken neck.
My neck was on a swivel, bro.
Yeah, nah, man, that was a lot of fun. And I mean, the best part, when this time of year hits, you know that the weather's here to stay, pretty much.
Oh, bro, the skin is out.
I
turned into Hannibal Lecter.
A side of fava beans.
Yeah, I'd eat her pussy with a side of fava beans.
Oh,
I'm not that creepy, guys.
Oh, gosh.
Girls.
Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter. I'd be Hannibal Lecter, mommy.
Oh, jeez.
Put the little mask on me.
All right, guys, ignore that. You need a mask. That's ridiculous. You come into the bedroom and the whole shit.
That's every time I come into her room. Ready to eat.
In the jacket.
Are you ready to sit on my face? You don't even sound like that.
What's any Clarice?
Hello, Clarice. You want to come sit on my face?
That's ridiculous. Yeah, man. Nah, it's that time of year, bro. Like, school's about to let out. The kids are getting excited. The ice cream truck, if you hear that, you know the bullet's about to be flying.
Bro,
They've been flying,
The
bro.
block is hot. The block is hot. The block is hot.
That's the sound you make when you're running away after getting shot.
That's me after walking up a hill.
Me walking up a hill. That's silly.
Guys, yeah. Welcome back, guys. This week is a fucking awesome episode, man. We have a cool guest on. We're just chopping up bullshitting with you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're going to jump right into this shit. Like we said in the beginning, we're speaking with Sharief Johnson, man. He's an actor and comedian. I've gotten up a lot with this dude on stages. You know?
Yeah. You guys got some history together doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Working on stuff together, so that's dope.
And he's just one of those dudes that I've seen, like, that just, like, comes into, like, areas with, like, a good aura, so people want to speak to him and shit.
Absolutely,
So it's cool, easy to get along with, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I was happy
cool.
he came on and got to sit with us, man.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. He's definitely on to huge things. You know, the guy is on his game, and like you mentioned, a lot of people might remember him from, see him in Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and the guy's definitely gonna be a familiar face. So
for sure.
Yeah.
So hey, check out this conversation with Sharief Johnson. Still got that.
FABOLO.
When year you started taking the stickers off your fitting?
Today?
Hilarious.
Nah, I don't remember. Like a long time ago. You keep the MLB joint on though.
Yeah, you gotta
keep the
on
little
the bottom.
MLB joint. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I let
me
you
too.
know this shit was $35 and above.
You gotta keep the stick on
You
the
gotta
bottom.
keep the MLB, the little hologram baseball boy.
Yeah, that's the only one you can keep on.
It's the only one you can keep.
But dude, the downfall of America, bro. I knew it was started once people transitioned from fitteds to snapbacks, bro.
Hilarious. As I wear a snapback.
Like, do you remember when that happened? Was that around for you? Like, we were like huge
That was
guys.
Kanye. Kanye
Yeah.
brought the snapbacks. That was the transition.
Yeah, I love 'em now, too. Look, I wear the same shit.
Because we went from Jay-Z, 50 Cent, everybody,
Yeah.
to the Kanyes, or the snapbacks and the
That's true.
backpacks. That's what happened.
We went to the communist hat, bro.
Yeah.
Snapbacks have some fly ass designs though.
That's the
For
thing.
sure.
Yeah,
and they
took
look
over.
more like fitteds now. Like when you go on the New Era
Yeah.
website, you see
Yeah.
the front, like they'll have the Subway series logo, like bad extra shit.
Yeah.
Turn that shit around.
Yeah, I be wearing the dad hats now, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no, I
Yeah,
mean,
you look like you got a boat or two.
yeah, facts. Facts.
The
You
shirt
got the,
too?
you got the,
boat?
what's
I
that,
got
a
a
cougar
boat
with
or
a
two.
snake, and yeah, bro.
Dude, I don't even got a fucking Metro card. But I wish I had a fucking boat.
My boy said I'm hopping.
Hopping on a boat.
Word up.
Bro, Sharief, thank you for being here, man.
Hey, thank you for having me, dog.
Appreciate
Did you
you
start
coming
already?
Yeah, we already.
We been going?
Yeah, we been going.
Hey yo, what the hell? Y'all worse than Diddy. I don't know about the cameras going. They worse than Diddy, yo. Did he do it?
That's a documentary dropping, right?
Right. Yeah.
Is that really a documentary?
That's really a documentary.
Who he sold it to? 50.
Netflix.
On Netflix.
Yeah,
Yo,
he sold it to
50
Netflix.
Cent
You know,
is hilarious.
did he do it?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's brilliant.
That's
It's kind of like
hilarious.
it was meant for him to do it.
Bro, he could. Yo, like, did he do it? It's
Did
so
he do
good.
it with the little emoji?
Yeah, it's like it's like synchronicity from the gods.
For
man.
sure, bro.
I know 50 had that in his back pocket for like the last 13 years.
Just waiting.
I'm waiting, bro.
50's hilarious, bro.
He's a monster.
He's like, he keeps it real though.
Yeah.
You've met him, right?
Yeah, I have. I met him briefly working on set. Well, at the premiere, actually. The first premiere we had back in 2021 season 1, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. I met him there, and I'll be real, man. Based on, I'm a 50 fan, bro.
Yeah. Same.
Like, yo, the first, and this says a lot about my mother. But the first tape I ever got as a kid was the 50 Cent mixtape.
Wow.
Not even the album, like his gritty shit.
When he had How to Rob and all that shit.
I'm young as hell in the mirror, like, yeah, I'm gonna rob Lil' Kim. I'm gonna get her, yeah.
Taking lunch boxes.
Word up for no reason. I had the G Unit tank tops, the sneakers, all that, man.
Yo, that 2002, 2003 era.
Yeah.
When that Get Rich or Die Trying
For
first
sure,
dropped. Oh my
bro.
God.
For
I was
sure.
in West Side at that time.
Yeah.
West Side high school, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was bumping that shit.
Everybody.
Everyone had that fucking
Everybody.
album on rotation.
Right.
Shit could not be escaped.
Yeah, he took over the world with that album,
Yeah.
bro.
Mm-hmm. He had. I'm talking about you walking by, you just see white guys, many men.
Yeah.
Death upon me.
They ever did a
It's true though.
You heard up. It was
they
crazy.
ever do a country version of that?
You have it?
Matt?
Many men. Many men. Wish death upon me.
Wish death upon me.
Wish death upon me.
Yeah.
Lord,
So I'm
I
sure
don't
somebody's
cry.
done that.
Huh?
I'm sure somebody's done that shit.
Nah,
yeah.
I've never.
Nah.
It would have been viral, bro.
Yeah.
That's never been done. So go
I
ahead,
feel like
artist.
that's a missed out. Yeah, for real. That's a
Put
missed
that out.
opportunity with all the AI and shit. Now.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That would be like
Man,
a
man.
whole Get Rich or Die Trying country album would
Oh
be
my
hilarious.
god, that would be. It
Matt,
was slap.
We're gonna have you on the cover.
It was slap. Yeah, you gotta do it with a tobacco can and a shotgun.
Yeah, for sure. That's the whole fucking flow.
What was that like being on the set of that show for the first time?
Yo, like I was saying, being a fan, like I'm a 50 Cent fan, bro.
Yeah.
So, and I was a fan of the show before I was even on it. And to be real with you, I didn't even know I was gonna be on it. Like how I got the news of being on the show.
Yeah.
I was so I had been auditioning for like a year, right? Auditioning, and I was getting like a lot of no's.
Mhm.
So to be real with you, I was getting frustrated with like when it comes to acting because
Right.
when you hear no all the time,
Yeah.
I don't care how strong you are
Yeah.
internally, it starts to get to you. You like, is it me?
It makes you doubt the path a
Am
little
I
bit.
trash?
I hear you.
You start thinking that.
Yeah,
You get the
yeah.
self-doubt. So I remember I was like, you know what? I had auditioned for it like a year before they even gave me a call.
Mhm.
And then I remember being like, you know what? This show coming out, and somebody told me a good rule if to find out if you got a role or not. When they start auditioning for the background, if you see that, you didn't get the role. So I was like, I didn't get it. So I just applied to be in the background of Power Book 3 season 1.
Yeah.
I'm in the background. Season 1. I can say this now because I couldn't say it before. I'm already 4 seasons deep. It's too late. but I'm in the background of the first episode.
Right.
And I remember like I'm on set and my manager called me like, yo, Sharief, I got great news. I'm like, what's up? They like, you got it. I thought they was talking about something I had just auditioned for.
You thought that was the background.
Something else.
Mm.
So they like, I'm like, what is it? They like Power Book 3, man, you got the role. You're a recurring character. I said, huh? I said, I'm on set now. I said, you want me to go tell him? So this how new I am to like acting, because I'm a comedian first.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how this acting thing go. So I'm like, I'm gonna go tell him. Yeah. My manager said, nigga. Manage black. Nick, no, don't do that. It was like, whatever you do, don't be seen in like any of the videos. Like, be in the background of the background. Try not to be seen, because if they see you and they know, they could actually write you out now.
Oh shit.
For continuity. Yeah, I didn't even know what continuity meant before that.
Who's continuity?
I was like, continuity. I was like, continue what?
That
Continuity.
shit fucking
It sound rude. Continuity. I ain't got no continuity.
Call Mr. Continuity here,
So when I got that, when I got on it, it was actually like dope, dream come true.
Nice.
Because I remember watching Power, like original Power. I'm a fan of original Power. So, and I remember I used to say, man, I want to be on a show like that.
Yeah.
And for it to come full circle, man, was super, super dope, bro.
That's fire,
dope.
bro.
Yeah,
That's
dream
dope,
come true.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Round of applause for my man,
Yeah.
Sharief Johnson.
Come on, man. Thank you, my guys.
Yo, you're speaking about like the Noes, right?
Right.
So like,
a lot of Noes.
you know, comedy is so many Noes in that too.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with juggling both? Like, or does one supplement the other? You know what I mean? Like, because I can imagine it's just so many people.
I imagine I attack it like Nick Cannon. I got two different. Nah.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon ain't used to those, is he? He pulling. But no. But the way the way I think about it, man, is I've reached a point now where I understand, like, it doesn't sometimes no just means not right now.
Yeah.
I've reached that point now, and I actually think acting and doing both of those helped me come to that conclusion faster.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was getting two different no's,
Mm-hmm.
and what I learned about getting those no's is sometimes it's not even about if you have that. It could be something little, right?
Right.
Like for example, you may be great for a role, but you're too tall compared to the other actor who got it. So, you know what I mean?
That's true. It's like technicalities. It's
Yeah.
like little nuances. It's not necessarily that you're not fit for the role.
Right.
It's just little things where they're like, oh, damn.
Nothing
like,
with your skill.
Yeah, because
Nothing.
you see it happen to a lot of like huge, like you see huge all the time. You see like huge actors
Yeah.
that get beat out for roles
Right.
and it's for something like that. You
All
know,
day,
like,
all
you know,
day.
they wanted Hugh Jackman, but you know he didn't fit the mark because Chris
Right.
Evans looks more like the
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like,
And you
that's
could
just an
look like
example,
people,
but-
right? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so that definitely plays. I could see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it helped me with understanding now, like, okay, as long as I work on, and this is an individual thing, right? I've reached a conclusion of like, yo, as long as I put in the work for myself, am I happy with what I just put out?
Right.
Yeah.
Did I put the work in?
Putting
Did
it
I-
on your shoulder.
Right. Did I
Yeah.
do what I had to do? If I walked out of there like I bodied that role, that show, that audition, whatever it is, I'm happy with that. The rest is out of my control. I can't control what people think, you know what I mean? But I could control how I feel.
Yeah. True.
So as long as I walk out of this thing feeling good, I don't give a damn no more. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I think both of those forced it, because you're gonna hear still to this day. I still hear some no's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even in what I learned about like getting on a show like this, right? I'm around bigger people than me, and I don't mean to say like anybody's above anybody, but people have more notoriety than you.
Right.
You know what I mean? People are more well known than me. And getting around them, hearing their story, they still getting those.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You
I
know,
hear
like
that.
we always be like, man, if I could be in his position, and then you realize, oh, his position is hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we know him, but we don't know what he go through.
Yeah.
True.
Everybody's fighting their own battle.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's something you don't realize when you're so stuck in your
For
own
sure,
fucking head.
for sure.
But everybody you go by is dealing with some bullshit. bro.
Something.
No, it's
so
true.
so I'm better now at the like I don't no's don't matter to me no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
'Cause you know eventually a yes is coming. That's
All
how
I
you
need
gotta
is
look at it.
one.
Yeah.
That's true.
All I need is one.
Yeah.
If I'm doing it, listen, if I walk outside every day with an umbrella, eventually it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
True.
Amen to that. So with the art of like comedy and acting, right?
sure.
Do you think like comedy has helped your acting more, or has acting helped your comedy more?
I think comedy helped my acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I got it, like, okay, so when I first got that role, I had no acting experience whatsoever. Like, I never took an acting class. I never, you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Really?
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, well,
Like,
thank you,
yeah.
brother. Yeah, but I think that's acting.
Yeah.
I mean, on stand-up, I'm sorry. I think that has to do with stand-up, because what you got to think about is, as a stand-up comedian, we're writers, we're actors, and we're producers of ourselves.
Yeah.
So
You're
constantly
playing yourself almost.
Right.
A character of
Right.
yourself for sure.
But to be a good actor and have a role, you gotta know who you are.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? You got to know who you are. So the better and the best comedians that we love know exactly who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're playing them. Kevin Hart is playing Kevin Hart in every movie.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac was Bernie Mac in every movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything he did. So the quicker you figure yourself out, actually the better for a role, because now instead of going like, and this took some of the guessing out, right? Instead of approaching a role going, what do they want?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you go into it thinking, yo, y'all want me.
Right.
Yeah,
This is
y'all
what I'm
need me
giving
for
y'all.
this. Yeah.
This is what I'm giving y'all.
That's what you're getting. Cause
Hey.
right. There's a lot of people like that. Yeah, that's
gotta
true.
treat it
Now that
like-
you say that, there's a lot of classic, like, you think about shows like whether it be The Wire or,
Right.
you know, Oz or whatever. I'm naming a lot of HBO shit, but
For sure.
those shows is like, there are certain people on those shows that they're like Snoop from The Wire. That's Snoop from The Wire.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like,
right.
She's like that.
Yeah,
Like,
she a stud.
From the from the
Yo,
way
man,
she,
I ain't playing. I'm gonna lick your ass. She like that. She really like that. She'll really lick your ass.
from the lingo to the way she, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Some people was just like, yeah, you. And I mean, from what I heard, he dude that played Omar, Michael K. Williams.
Yeah,
He found her, like he met her at a club or something, and
Yeah.
he called her over because he liked how she was,
Right.
and he brought her onto the show, and he knew, like,
I never knew that.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking cool.
he knew her, like he met
I
her.
didn't even know that story either.
Yeah.
Right, I don't know
That's
if it
a
was at
dope
a
story.
club or if it was a gathering, something, but he met her and he liked how she moved, like her energy. He was like, "Yo, I need her on the show," like, and he brought her to
Wow.
to The Wire. Yeah, so,
Shout out to Snoop too. You know what's crazy? I read her book in like grammar school, bro. Like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, which was wild, bro. Like
yeah.
her book. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got a gay on. She. That's why I read the book, man. But I ended up reading the book, and she was talking. I don't remember that story though at all, like, because it was a minute ago.
Yeah.
But her book was actually dope when I think about the story she had, like, on like how she had a story on how her uncle tried to make her straight. And was like, I'm about to fuck you up. Oh, you think you gay? I'm gonna put you in the room with a bad chick, right? So he actually set her up, like, in the room with a chick to have sex. And she said he thought that was gonna make me straight. Like, I ain't gonna want pussy no more. That turned her up.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Be a
Snoop.
mad box.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think about when you say that though. Like that, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you say a lot of yourself goes into your roles?
Yeah, it did in the beginning. Now I know how to separate it.
Right,
but I
right.
think at the base of, like, acting, you have to know who you are first.
Yeah.
Before you could portray anybody else.
True.
That way you can separate the characteristics. Because acting, the biggest thing with acting that I've learned now, I've become a student of it, right? And now that, and a few seasons in, but it's making me a better actor now because I understand acting is not acting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in order for me to give an authentic character, I have to become that character.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to give
True.
it the
So now
characteristic.
you are the person.
Yeah.
Like you don't view it as like playing a role. You view it as becoming that character
Yeah.
for that time period.
Giving it life.
Form of method acting.
For
I would
sure,
like.
for sure.
Right, I get
Sort of
that.
sense, yeah. That's what the best actors do. But you
Yeah.
have to an extent though, because you don't want to be Tupac and Juice
Yeah.
and get lost in it.
Yo,
Yeah.
speaking of that, you want to hear something crazy?
So
This is the building Tupac gets thrown off of in Juice.
hilarious.
You know
yo.
what? Will blow your mind right now. You guys at home can't see this, but what you see right here, that window, like this whole door frame and everything.
Yeah.
If you watch that show, that scene again in the house party,
Yeah.
where they run in and they're playing How I Could Just Kill a Man.
Yeah.
It's the same apartment.
No.
It's the same. It's like above us, but it's the same layout.
Yeah.
Same exact
What?
shit. Yeah.
They run into the elevator.
They
and
run
everything.
into that elevator
Wow.
right there.
He pulls out
You
the
see
gun.
him pull up on the block, holding his arm right here. There's mad people in the lobby right there.
Yo.
As a matter of fact, the angle that they shot that scene from
Right.
is from right in front of this door. Like the camera was right there, and it's at an angle.
Dang.
You see, dude, and it was actually Bat who pointed that out. I
Yeah.
seen that movie like
That's fire.
40 times at least by the time that he mentioned that. But we were new here. We
Yeah.
had just moved into this building.
Yeah.
At the time, this is like '09,
Dang.
and he was like, "Yo, that's here." And I looked at it, I was like, "Oh
And dude,
shit!"
you see the dress when they're running up the
Yeah,
hill?
yeah.
and
Yeah.
His arm is fucked up.
Yeah.
We're like, holy
For
shit.
me, it was bugged out because I grew up right down the block. Like I grew
Wow.
up in Manhattanville.
Yeah.
So me, like moving up right up the block. I got family. His sister lives right down the block too. My uncle lives down the block. My mom's live down the block.
Right.
So we were all very like, yo, this is a good move. We going right up the block. We right here in the same neighborhood. And then he says that. We're like, yo, this shit got... And that's something I haven't seen.
You got the juice now.
Yeah, you got the... Literally, that's what this podcast... That's what it should have been. Podcast name, you got the juice now.
Yeah, yo, that was... I feel like there's a lot... I've never seen that mentioned in any, like...
Yeah.
You know, I've watched a lot of videos about the neighborhood and about just in general, like people vlogging and like walking around. There's a lot of shit I don't see mentioned, but the majority of that movie was filmed around here.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's super dope. And that also for you guys, just the story of like having that. This is where you do your part. That's super dope, man. As a Pac fan, I love that shit. My phone kill all you niggas.
Yo, speaking of method acting, you remember there's a meme that pops up like every few years, right? And it's the meme of 50 Cent really skinny.
Oh, yo, I
for that role.
Nah, that. Hey, 50, don't fire me, dog. But that's funny.
Somebody said, yo, remember that time 50 did all this for the movie and nobody remembers it?
Nah.
But he's mad skinny. But people remember the movie.
That junk is hilarious. But you know what, man? This is one thing I can say about him too. That, you know, he actually has a sense of humor, bro.
Nah, he's, yo, like,
bro, funny. You could see that. He gotta laugh at that.
Nah,
that's funny.
Every time I see a tweet from him, I'm like, yo, this dude is beyond hilarious,
petty,
and just calculated with his attacks.
Yeah, different type of calculation.
And then, I mean, being that he could actually rap, and
right.
like he comes from a certain fabric, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cool to see a well-rounded person in the world of like, you know, celebrity.
Business.
The world of business, for real.
That's the best thing, you know.
I mean, but if you look at the way that corporate America or business works, it does operate the same way. The only difference is you don't die for the stuff you do.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
A lot of motherfuckers should.
For sure.
There's
But the egos, the mentality,
Yeah.
the robberies, the Jack Boys, all like they just have different names.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like the Jack Boys in the streets, they call lawyers in corporate America. You know what I mean? It's the same. It's the same exact principles and
they robbing you. It's just a different way.
Even if you really talk to
crime?
them, like the personalities, like if you come from like any type of street background and you've been around like people like that, you'll see like it's the same thing. That maybe the language changed a little, right? Like because maybe you know bigger words because of your educational background, right? But the personality traits, exactly the same.
It's true, and the whole system of like, to get there, I gotta be here. If I let this dude get here, then I'm not gonna be there.
Right,
so
right.
This dude gotta go.
Cutthroat.
It's a cutthroat world.
Cutthroat.
Absolutely.
Cutthroat.
And you gotta do it with a smile, though, right? And dude, that's like that shit. I look into that shit all the time. I love paying attention to shit like that. But bro, white collar crime is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Compared to like, you know, what you would call blue collar crime, shit on the street and stuff. Bro, there's people that have stolen billions of dollars.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That got just weeks in jail.
You're talking pensions wiped out.
Yeah.
Children's
Retirement
funds wiped out.
funds.
Charities wiped out, and then the dudes just like either jump off a roof or do like 2 years in a resort.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're back home chilling. And they got millions overseas. They got crazy accounts. They got properties that never got seized. They got a bunch of shit. So yeah.
I watched a podcast with a shout out dude named Wall Street Trapper, right? And on there he was saying how he did time in jail, and he was a street dude. He was operating on blue collar crime, right? He said he was sitting in a cell, and this dude was doing white collar crime, white guy, came up to him and was like, "Man, y'all got it wrong, man. See, black and Spanish people, y'all just fighting the wrong wars. Like y'all ain't doing the right crimes." He said he took that offensive, which you would in jail, because you're like, what you saying to me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what we about to do? And he was like, man, see, y'all don't get it. He said, see, you if you in the streets, you sell drugs or whatever, what happens? You throw your whole life away for a pack, right? He said, me, I'm sitting in here for 2 years, 4 years, but when I get out, I'm coming home to millions.
Stocks and bonds,
right?
And shit.
That's the difference.
Exactly.
That's the difference, bro. Like you gonna risk your whole life away to come home to nothing. They like, all right, if I do get caught, I'm caught with insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not that. Listen, I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm like, yo, if you gonna go away, you going away for that.
Yeah.
I understood what they were saying. It's a fucked up way of being.
Yeah.
But I understand their mentality in the sense of like, yo, I'm coming home to something at least. You know what I mean? You basically about to risk your life, your family, everything for what?
Yeah, and it don't end there because you got the street, and then when you do whatever you do in the street, your family suffers,
Right.
you leave them behind, and you
Right.
go in, and you got beef in there too.
Right.
Because whatever you did on the street, if you
They
are
follow you.
a figure,
Yeah.
a known figure in the jail or whatever it is, you know the right people, you can have a comfortable time, or you could really there's gonna be some type of static.
For sure.
And all it takes is once. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I have an uncle who did. I didn't meet my uncle until I was like 27 years old or something like that, because he went in when I was like a year old.
Wow.
He did 26 years
Mm.
for something he didn't do.
Dang.
Yeah, so but he went in there at 16. They tried him as
Allegedly.
an adult. Yeah, right.
Nobody in jail did anything, by the way. We all know that. My uncle served
I wasn't
time.
there.
My
Nothing, you know
uncle's
what I mean?
there.
My
Innocent,
uncle
bro.
served time for something he didn't do too,
Yeah.
and he was on camera, but he didn't do it.
That's another thing, bro.
That R. Kelly move.
That's not me. That's not. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. Same birthmark and everything, but I promise you, it was AI.
Everybody who got everybody who got an uncle in prison, they didn't do it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But
My uncles did it, but
Chill, Mario. No.
they're reformed though. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, it's one of them things where it's like he came back out, and I'm like, damn, you're a small dude.
Wow.
Like he's a tiny guy, but he walked around with a certain
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, they turned the prison system and turned this man into a killer, kid.
For sure.
Because for you to survive in there and be that small, I remember my mom telling me, like, yo, we went to visit him one time, and his whole jaw was rewired, and
Sheesh.
like his shit was broken, and they saw crazy shit while they were there just visiting him.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back home one day, like we had already moved and everything. He comes back home, and it was bugged out, because I'm like, damn, yo, like for you to survive in there, you know what I mean? Then like be in Rikers for years, and then get sent around the country and be mixing with different people. I'm like, yeah, you had to do some shit.
You gotta be an animal.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. You gotta.
That's not regular life, bro.
Yeah, like when they say making a murderer, or not making a murderer, because I don't know what he did in there, but you definitely it turns you into a certain type of character.
It's not reforming shit.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's forming. It's
Yeah.
not reforming.
It's not reforming.
It's forming a
Yeah.
monster.
And I mean, the fact is,
Kill
too,
or be killed.
we're talking about the people who are in there for like petty shit, and like the people who are really in there for like
Life.
yeah, like there's people who do some wild, heinous shit and come home in a few years,
Right.
but they got caught in like '92 with like 2 pounds of weed, and they never coming out. Like that shit don't make no type of sense.
Nothing
That's
at all.
that's the fuck though. Going back to what we're talking
You
about.
know what I mean?
There's people that were selling weed.
Yeah.
Now it's like corporate America's trying to make money off of weed.
Yo.
And then,
Not trying.
Yo.
They are.
I was about to say trying this. Yeah.
And then you got people that have done life in jail for selling that shit. And then you got people that, like
Bro.
you said, stealing fucking
Bro.
retirement funds and all that shit.
Yeah,
And
it's
just
like
debt.
it's definitely that's why it's
not
easy.
fair.
It's easy to see when people be like, "Oh, but why when they do it? Like it's never like that shit really exists."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not every situation is the same, but like I'm under the belief that if you do some wild shit involving like if you abusing your children, you kill your kid, kill your wife, some shit like that. You just gotta get thrown in and let motherfuckers kill themselves.
For sure.
Yeah.
For
You know,
sure.
let them fight each other. You know what I'm
If
saying?
you've done everything to prove you an animal,
Yeah.
hey
Like,
man,
you
let's
know
put
what I
them
mean?
down.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
waiting.
I agree.
Do what you know, like
That may
sh-
sound harsh, but I believe that. I
Yeah.
stand on that.
Yeah,
You-
because families gotta really,
yeah.
you know,
We got to live in society. So you out here really, really like cold-heartedly. There's a difference, right? Like some people may kill for survival,
yeah.
right? Like if you in a position where like, yo, it's my back against the wall, I feel like you should be judged differently. But if you somebody out here cold-heartedly moving around for no reason at all, just raping, killing, like bro, terrorizing and bringing harm to families for nothing,
Yeah.
nah, dog, you got it. You got
Yeah,
it. You
it's
got to
like-
go.
You should just go.
You
You
gotta
shouldn't
go.
be spending that much fucking taxpayer money.
Yeah.
on
What we
real-
keeping you alive
Yeah.
for?
Yeah.
Like when
When you killing us, get
Yeah.
them out of here, yo.
yeah, and then you know
I
what's
agree.
crazy? There's a lot like, cause when it comes to New York City, you see a lot of times where it's like, newspapers want to follow up with shit and be like, oh, you know, this survivor of this story from 20 years ago speaks their piece and they tell their story and they put their face out there for the public to see and it's like a big thing. And then like 2 years later, the dude who did this shit is out.
Right.
By surprise. It's
Right.
like, damn, you done went and exposed the whole family member and like, you know, put their whole shit out there.
Right.
Like that's the kind of shit is like the story itself is going to be around forever. You know what I mean? But once the people come out and start talking about it that way and putting themselves in the papers under the assumption that the people who did it are away for good,
right.
now you faced with you got to walk through the street and maybe bump into a motherfucker.
For sure,
and that shit's for real.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cases where people come out and finish what they started. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you, how do you guys feel? This might be a crazy transition, but I just wanted now because we on the topic.
Let's do it.
How do y'all feel about I guess a lot of the crime mob bosses who did all these crimes and these killings?
Their podcast?
And they podcasting right now. How y'all feel about that, yo?
Bro, listen, I feel my shit kind of touches into that realm because there's some stories I touch on that are very connected to like street shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could. You go ahead.
So you know where I'm going with this. This shit gets funny because it'll be like you'll see certain types of people come into the comments like, "Yo, I was locked up with him, and I know this dude, and I know this." I get a lot of DMs like, "Yo, hit my cell. Like, I got stories. I was locked up with XYZ."
For sure.
And I'm like, bro, like, if you did whatever you say you did and you home, that's weird.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now everybody's a fucking podcaster and shit like that.
Right.
But those stories, I think there is a space for every little demographic on YouTube.
For sure.
You know, that's the beauty of a platform like that where you could just kind of do your own thing and set your own shit. But some cats ain't supposed to have that.
That's what I'm
platform,
saying,
you know what
bro.
I'm saying?
That's what I'm getting at. So all that to say, yo,
Yeah.
that's what I feel too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I do think there is a place for that story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't think pulling up to Vlad is
Yeah,
the place
nah,
you coming up like, yeah, man, I took 30 bodies and da-da-da. It's like, no.
Yeah, because I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. I follow all the...
glorifying it.
Yeah, you know? to a sense, you know. And they'll be like,
No, that's exactly what it is.
My favorite thing that they do, though, is I'm not glorifying it.
Yeah. Yo, you know what's the
That's what you say when you cheat on a girl, man. I'm not happy with
I'm not
it hurts
I'm not
me.
glorifying it, but and then they go on to tell you all the shit. And another
yeah.
one that's similar to that is, you know, I don't really do this internet shit. Let me do this internet shit.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a whole podcast. Yeah, you do this
You
internet
do
shit.
this.
That's all you do now.
You do this.
Like, that whole past life you got, that shit is over.
It's dead.
You got to cut that off and move forward. You can't, I say this shit a lot, you can't have both.
Right.
Because sooner or later, you're going to end up getting fucking pulled back into that shit somehow. You see it happen all the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's too easy.
A lot of cats end up going back to the old block. They'll be doing their thing. A lot of you got hate is real. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you manage to, whatever it is the crime was, you know, if you feel like you deserve to be out and it wasn't no heinous shit you did, you know, whatever, then you need to just move on from that.
I agree.
Because there's, like you said, there's stories to be told, but
sure.
before it was different. Because
Yeah.
before it was like people pull you on the radio. Maybe there was a movie dropping, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Maybe
right.
it was, and they pull these people out the cut, like, yo, we want to do a story on this. Like, can we holla at you? Now it's just like, dudes is, yo, I'm going to go get that snowball mic.
Right.
I'm going to get that fucking Logitech camera.
Right.
And I'm going to get, like, it's
what?
just something that's done out of nowhere. And yeah, you get a few thousand people who fuck with that, but it's a certain demo, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it gets mixed in with all the other shit. That's why in my stories I don't really talk about the criminals to the very end, unless it has to. I have to do it. I don't focus on none of that shit, and sometimes people mistake it for that. Like,
right.
Yo, I saw this on another channel. I'm like, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
My story ain't really about all that shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
getting the story, not the.
Yeah, like
not
I've been hearing these
glorifying.
stories for a long time, man.
Yeah.
I got families who are straight ruthless weirdos, bro.
For sure,
Like I can't
for
even
sure.
fucking. I'm sick of them stories, bro.
Nah, I could. Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
yeah, I
Like,
do.
you
Yeah,
know?
I relate.
Exactly.
I
You
relate.
know what I mean?
I get it. I
So-
get it. Yeah. So that, but you know what? I feel like when you do have those stories in that background and stuff like the real people, because I've met. It's funny, man. I'm not gonna name drop, but I've met people on these sets, right? Like power sets and stuff like that, where they overly doing things, right? And like we in a professional setting,
Yeah.
right? Like, but they, you wildin'.
But that's called, in Spanish terms, it's called tapasao.
Yeah,
Tapasao.
it's
Yeah,
like,
like,
bro,
you're going too far
This
right
is
now.
these white
Yeah.
people. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
like-
you got the camera guy like, okay,
Oh,
okay, I don't know how to respond to that.
Right.
It's like, you know what I mean? But
Are we
you don't
gonna
have
keep
to.
rolling,
You
or-
don't gotta overly do it. But that's how you could. That's what I always say. You could tell the people who like. There's people who've been around it, like maybe in a sense of like, okay, maybe your neighbor was
Right.
like that.
Right.
or like that. But if you had like close family, you've seen things up close. You don't even want to. There's a line where you like that's not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
nah, that person you think is like tough or whatever, he's a weirdo maybe. You know what I mean?
Like there's a lot of shit that comes with that lifestyle, man.
Right, right.
It's different, and
Dudes
I feel
get
like
dusted up to do what you bragging about.
Yeah.
Dudes got it. They ain't telling you how like these ain't people who just like sitting like us and then like, all right, let's go do this. Nah, they getting lit.
48 hours, no sleep.
Right.
Real crazy beef for like the last 6 years type shit. You know, like
you knock on the door, they scared.
Yeah.
Who is it? Grandma.
They got the bottle on the they got the bottle on the doorknob balanced in case anyone tries to get in their shit, it breaks.
For sure, man.
That kind of shit is very. You can see the difference between, when it's fiction, it shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's definitely there's a lot of credibility in it, of course, but
for sure,
real life is a lot more subtle. That's the scary shit.
For sure.
Real life shit be happening in a heartbeat, and you're like, wait, what? The 3 shots I heard was what?
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
The fuck are you talking about? And you find out your neighbor just got killed or something. Like it's like
sure.
it happens. It happens all the time, and I think that's probably one of the parts of the I think there's not many shows that do show that these days, or movies that show that. Like, don't y'all feel like we used to have a lot more of that in media before, like old shows and shit?
Like the grit, like the real,
like the realness.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I think about movies like Strap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With Bokeem Woodbine, the Fridge star.
Bokeem don't get enough credit as an actor.
He don't. That.
He's been in great films.
That's Evil Chappelle.
Yeah. Movies like
Evil
Strap,
Chappelle.
That was Whitaker too. Forrest Whitaker directed that. And that was
Forrest Whitaker. I didn't even know he directed that.
Yeah, he directed that, and it was a straight to HBO
Forrest
film.
Whitaker got the eye of the tiger.
I'm
sorry, Forrest. Put me in the movie, dog.
Those like the shit like that, and like Caught Up, and like Juice.
Yeah.
Shit that shows like the neighborhood the way it used to be. And,
right.
Like, you have like it shot real guerrilla style, like no real permits, just people walking by in the background and shit. Like, you don't see that a lot no more.
That's why I think personally we don't have those like what they call quote unquote hood classics no more, because it's the grittiness is missing from it. Like remember a lot of the I Got the Hook Up, whatever it was the classics we was into before they like the cameras didn't have like the technology we have today from our phones and stuff like that. So when you saw it, felt more real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It was way more grounded.
Now, like because the way it is, like it's so real that it's fake.
Yeah. It's true. Like
we damn near AI. Like we damn near
too clear.
It's kind of like the way I feel about some music. Like we're into a lot of we're into Spanish, rap, metal. And there's a lot of genres of music that are way overproduced now.
Right.
So when you hear it, automatically you know that shit's new.
Right.
Like the second you hear it, you could tell that it's a new production. You could tell that it's something that dropped like after a certain year.
Right.
As opposed to something like Onyx or 50 dropping or something like that. Even old rock and roll bands. Like you hear the difference in the analog recording or like the sampling's different. It's just the grittiness is missing from a lot. So of different parts of entertainment.
To be real, that's why I did. So if you listen to my comedy album, I wish that was a joke. Get it on Spotify, Apple Music,
I was about to ask you about that.
YouTube Music, blah blah blah. Everything is there. But if you listen to like the album I created, which is I Wish That Was a Joke, I wanted that grittiness. That's why I didn't really overly edit it. Like if you listen to it, like you got the real laugh. I didn't add no laugh tracks. I didn't boost up anything so you could hear it more, make it better. I wanted people to like, because if you actually, you could hear like people talking in the background. You hear people chattering, like the audience chattering to me and stuff like that.
You feel like you're there.
You feel like you could hear glasses falling and stuff. Like I like that grittiness to it.
Yeah. It reminded me of like kind of like 80s albums actually.
Yeah.
Which was like very in the room.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely reminded me of that.
That's what, and that's what a lot of people who listen to it would tell me. Like I didn't tell people what I was looking for when I first did it. Like I did like I didn't call it a listening party, but I would have people come listen to headphones and listen, and everybody was saying the same thing. I feel like I'm in the room, man. This is good. And everybody kept saying it reminds me of like an old, this, and they was comparing it to the older goats, and I'm like, that's what I I wanted that gritty. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I want people to feel me. I don't want to give the AI version of Sharief.
Yeah.
I want you to get them. I'm gonna make mistakes, dog. You know what I mean?
No, that you know what? I respect that
Yeah.
because that's something that's missing from like my first thing I think about is just going back to what we were just talking about, like music.
Yes.
You notice that a lot of people are like have 1 million followers on Instagram.
Right.
They have 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, but they can't sell out a tour. They can't sell show. Their shows got like 80 people.
Right.
Nothing's selling. They're canceling shows left and right. This is both big and small artists.
Bro.
It just goes to show you that like you got to show people the reality of whatever you got going on, bro.
You need to be the man in the room.
Yeah.
Son.
Not just in the fucking
Because
screen.
if you're selling a dream, bro,
Like,
that shit
that
you
counts.
don't hurt nobody but you.
Yeah.
Right.
That shit that secret is gonna get out.
Son,
You know what I mean?
So I got a project that the funny thing even about like, I mean, I'm not, but it just goes on. I'm not trying to transition it.
Nah.
I'm just flowing, but it make me
We
think
jump
of
around.
this.
Yeah.
But so even with filming the album, like the album was never original. I didn't even plan on doing that. Originally, what I did was I actually filmed my own film feature called Sharief Johnson, The Hustle, which is showing the gritty part of what we go through as comedians. Well, I took people through open mics. I took people through like having to, even if we being honest, even in today's time, even though it's 2024, as Black and Spanish comedians, you still dealing with the racism of comedy clubs.
Bro, in clubs,
If we being real,
that shit is so prevalent, bro.
Yeah.
And it's such a hard thing to talk about.
it's still there, bro.
You probably the same way.
Still
You
there.
don't want to be like
You don't want to be a nigga.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't
Say it.
want to be.
You don't want to be a nigga.
You don't want to be one of those guys that are like, oh, it's because of this. But
Yeah.
sometimes,
Nah. Yeah.
it just be too fucking obvious. It's like, yo, you got a lineup
Son.
of fucking. You know what bothers me the most about this, Reef? Is that I don't mind because there's a lot of funny white comics.
For sure.
If
Dope.
you're gonna
Dope.
get a lineup of all white comics and they're funny, I got no problem with that. But don't fucking have 2 funny ones and then like another 6 trash ones.
You
And
gotta
then-
mix
and
it
it's-
up, baby.
Gotta mix it up,
We're in
man.
New York
Mix it
City,
up.
and there's just no excuse for that. There's too many funny motherfuckers here.
But I will tell you this in their defense too, right?
Yeah.
I will say this because when you learn the business of it, right? There are some funny comedians who are Black and Spanish who don't understand the business of comedy.
Yeah.
I've learned
It's all
that
a
too.
business.
Because it's I'll be honest with some like, the racism is there, but so is some ignorance to a sense on
Oh,
our
yeah,
part.
of course.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's absolutely true.
You gotta put asses in seats, bro. Like
It's always
you
about the
gotta
business.
you gotta bring something to they got a business to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of it ain't personal, right?
Right.
Like they got to put some asses in there, bro. Like I may like you, you may be dope, you may be funny,
Yeah.
but if you're not helping
Bringing
keep
money
these
to
lights
it, yeah.
on, or what are you
Yeah,
doing
the
here?
draw is what keeps the bills paid,
This
bro.
what keeps the bills paid. So if I can't use you in that way, you are useless to a sense, right?
Yeah.
And to be honest, with going through the clubs at first, like they was telling me, like I remember when I first started auditioning in New York, a lot of the clubs would be like, "Man, you're so funny, man. You did like, I kid you not." And I'm not gonna name the clubs. I almost did, but about like 3 of them clubs, you know who you are. three of these
probably got
clubs.
stories with
For
those
sure. Oh, they know.
motherfuckers, too.
They know. Three of those clubs, man. I remember auditioning for, and each one of them, which was weird, told me the same thing. They'd be like I remember the first club I auditioned for. The guy said, he said, "Man, I want to ask you a question first." He goes, "First, I'm gonna ask you, what do you want to do with this? Like, is this a hobby or do you want to make a career?" I'm like, "I want to make this a career. What else I'm gonna do this for,
Yeah.
right?" He goes, "Okay, because that affects how I answer you." So I thought he was gonna give me the hard, like, "Look, I know what you want, but you're not ready." Blah blah blah. Which I could take that. You know what I mean? I'm good at taking criticism. So but he goes, "You're hilarious, man. You're funny." He goes, "But because you're new, I can't pass you at this club." He says, "You're hilarious, man. I think you're gonna be." He said, "I think you're gonna be a star, but I can't pass you at this club." He said it would be disrespectful to the lineup of comedians I have here, and you're new. And I was like, "Wait, and this is when I'm learning the business of comedy. I'm like, "Wait, man, ain't comedy clubs where comedians go to develop to get to that
Right.
next level?" I thought that's what this was. No, it's not about that, bro. at all. So, and then I went to another club and they told me pretty much the same thing, right? And I had to look around and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here that I'm missing? Because it's not arrogantly. I mean, I wasn't. You could get better every day. I'm not saying I'm the best comedian in the world, but I was okay. I was good enough to be in there.
Right.
And I'm looking around, I'm looking at what all these other comedians do. Oh, this guy, right? He's not funny, but guess what he does? He produces shows and is bringing them money. This guy's not funny, but guess what? He go get they donuts and coffee. You say I'm looking, I'm observing. I'm like, oh, what do I bring to the
It's
table?
like a little network of
Right.
Yeah.
They got little networks
What
of
can I
things that
use you
work
for?
it right. How
Yeah.
can you be used?
Yeah.
So I said, so it made me go, all right, I don't want to be a barker, just barking in the streets. If I'm a bark, I might as well do my own show. So I went to Jersey and I started producing a show. And from producing, that's how I built the relationships from the respectable comedians in New York that backdoored me into the comedy clubs. And through that documentary, the thing I produced, The Hustle, I show all that. The steps.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like I started here, I had to do this, we had to do this. This is how you got it. That way for the next comedian coming up, right? Even if whoever you are, you can
blueprint.
you can learn. Yeah. This is how you get it, bro. If you don't want to go through this bullshit and kiss their ass, because that's what a lot of them are doing. If we being real.
A lot of that shit.
That's the crazy
How's
shit.
your booty taste?
Yeah.
It's never about, what's that word? A meritocracy? That's like,
I'll be real, that's over my head.
That's it's not about the work.
Yo, you and I both. Man. Martin deGrasse Tyson.
I think that's the word.
American hypocrisy, I don't know if that's together, but meritocracy, that's
I might
my
be
best
wrong
guess.
about the word, though, which is if it's the right word I'm using, it's like it's not sometimes.
Sound like good sauce too.
It's not about the work.
I would put some meritocracy on a taco.
Like a flat ass pasta.
Right. A
Some
meritocracy.
meritocracy.
Another order
Sounds
of
spicy.
Garlic bread. But it's like, so it's not about the meritocracy. It's like, it's not about the work put in sometimes.
Okay.
That sometimes people want such different like ass kissing.
Right.
Or could you do this?
Right.
It's not about being good sometimes. You know?
Right.
It's like, because if it was, you would see totally different.
It'd be
people.
way different than
Yeah,
it'd be
totally.
different.
And it's true.
No,
I'm sorry.
no,
not
go.
to the, it just brings me to it's like that for a lot of shit too.
Right.
Like he's
Almost
made a lot of
everything.
comparisons. We used to be in a band together. So
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I
Let's
played
go.
drums and he was the singer. And
What?
Yeah.
Mario! Bésame.
I wish I could sing like that.
Let's go.
It was metal shit. So I was.
It's metal?
Yeah.
Bésame.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
She calling the cops.
Dale. Tra.
Yeah, like that. You see kind of that kind of shit too. You know what I mean? Like when you're in a small scene and it's like you got people booking shows. It's a lot more flexible and like people are much. You know, from what I hear, it's a little different in that sense where it's not like you don't have as many people trying to do that kind of shit. But what that does is it creates this mentality where you have a lot of people who take that path. They end up doing the favors and rubbing elbows and kissing ass and doing a bunch of fuck shit.
Right.
And then when they get to where it took them like 5 years to get, and they see you doing it in like half the time,
Right.
Yeah.
they're gonna fucking feel away and try to blackball you and
For
try to
sure.
talk shit.
For sure.
Or try to paint you a certain way where it's like, yo, my man.
We're full circle to the conversation we had earlier.
Exactly.
It's the same mentality.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Same thing as the streets.
Exactly. Because
I promise you, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, that shit is really how it is. Like, a lot of people just feel like, oh, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm over here fucking, you know, I didn't get that spot. Why he getting the spot?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it also creates a mentality of people who feel like they're owed something.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
That
And what
part.
the internet went and did, shit like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, it went and snatched that power straight the fuck out their hands. Because you could really be funny and touch with a fucking fan base or a certain group of people
On your own.
that
Right.
nobody really even is thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about cats like, you know, LeJuan James.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yo,
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
Yo, shout out to LeJuan
That
James.
man
He
has
was
done a skit. Like, there's no skit I could think of that he hasn't done that I'm like, yo, I experienced that.
For sure.
You know, living in a Puerto Rican household, a lot of Dominican people who grew up like that. Like, he's hilarious because the shit's he's so accurate.
He's hitting home.
And that also goes back to what he's saying. That's a little bit of him. You know that. Like, it's really who he is.
Right.
He's just, like, exaggerating
bringing you into his world.
But he's bringing you into his world. That's
For
definitely
sure.
100% who he is as a person. So
For sure.
it's not really acting. It's just, let me bring myself to the masses.
And back to like when you said does the stand up help with the acting? Whatever art form you choose, that could be acting, rapping, whatever it is, painting. When you figure out who you are, that's when you're able to paint better.
True.
Yeah.
You're able to describe those pictures better because you know who you are. You know the things you've seen. Now all you got to do is, all right, this is my aunt. I can make it. If you're a comedian, she does this annoying thing. That would be funnier if I raise the volume on that.
Right. Like, let me home in on that because that needs to be like that's the way I view. Sometimes you view shit in a way where it's like, yo, that's some goofy shit,
right?
And somebody else might not see it that way,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta paint that picture.
This just happened to me recently at a funeral. I was like, sorry, Saturday I just went to a funeral, and black funerals are funny, bro. I'll tell you right now, black funerals are comedy show. I'm not playing, bro. They ain't nothing but a talent show, a comedy show, and a Tyler Perry show, all at the same time, yo. This was now me as a comedian just watching because I'm always in. The funny thing about comedians, people think we're the person who's going to be in the forefront. Yeah. But we're usually in the back of the corner. Observing everything going on, right?
Oh, shit.
Right. Like, this is wild. Yo, one of my cousins, shout out to FaZe, I'm going to say his name. FaZe is wild. So one of our cousins passed, man. And
sorry,
bro. It's life. Things happen. He was a good dude. He lived a good life, and he did what he wanted to do.
Right.
I don't look at death sad for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when you did what you wanted to, we all here on borrowed time.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody. So as long as you can go out and do what you want to do, that's a beautiful thing, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He did what he wanted to do. So shout out to my cousin Case, man. But he passed away and my cousin FaZe went up. Like everybody doing the speeches, right? Yeah. It's beautiful speeches going on. One thing about black funerals is you got to cut off the speakers. You have to cut off. After about like the fourth or fifth person, it's going to get ratchet. After that, niggas ain't giving speeches no more. Niggas is just giving testimonies. Like niggas up there pouring out alcohol. It's one of those, bro. He go up to the church, bro, and I'm up there. Now the whole church is going crazy, but I couldn't stop crying, laughing, because he went up. He goes, man, I know this establishment is the church, and it might be disrespectful.
That's where you just know, oh,
right.
Shit.
Yo, so
get him down.
You had this, bro. I kid you not, because I was sad. I'm all sad looking at my cousin in the casket.
You looked up when he said that shit.
Bro, I went, he said, I know this might be disrespectful. I said, I know he not about to do what I think he about to do. He look around and you see the audience reaction, right? He not a comedian, but I am. So I'm reading the energy. They getting uncomfortable, right? No. They basically tell him no. He like, all right, this might be a little too disrespectful for here. But he said, is it okay we keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's like, this might be a little too disrespectful for the houses. I know we got the pastor there. What up, nigga? So now I'm like, oh, this is fun. He goes, yeah, man, Case will want me to say this.
Oh, man.
Whenever they say that person never wanted them to say it.
Yeah.
He said, stop being tender dick niggas. And he said, stand 10 toes and let your dick hang, nigga. Yo. If I'm lying, I'm dying, bro. He said, stand 10 toes, nigga. That you see mothers putting their hands around their kids' ears and shit. Like that. You know, you see the women who catching the Holy Ghost again. I can't believe this nigga said that. And the crowd is going, the pastor had to snatch the mic.
Yeah.
He's still yelling, no, nigga, I got something.
Oh, shit.
I got something. Now, I'm in the back crying, bro. This is probably not a moment to laugh, right? And I couldn't. I'm too much of a comedian in the moment, right? Because when he got off, he walked by me, and I go, yo, that shit funny as hell. I said, yo, you was funny as hell up there. I'm like, this ain't a comedy show.
He looked
This
at
is
you
a
like,
funeral.
he looked at you. Yeah, you right.
You went
right.
like,
You right.
That was
I
a
said
tight
what was
five.
on my heart. but that's how it goes with like us. We see those type of things, and in moments we probably shouldn't be laughing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I have to peel back sometimes and go, okay, remember, Reef, you're amongst people who may not see the funny
Yeah, that happens.
in the moment you see it in,
Yeah.
you know. But that one was hilarious.
Yeah, sometimes you can't help it, yo.
Bro, I was crying, laughing, like I couldn't stop, and I walked out because I was like, all right, you know, people start looking, they looking at me like, you know, what's wrong with you? I'm like, no, what's wrong with him?
What's wrong?
What's wrong with it? It ain't
didn't say
me.
that
I
shit.
didn't say it. I'm
You
reacting.
mad at me because I reacted?
Yeah.
The fuck?
But that's, you know, that's one of those moments too. How like this just happened to Saturday.
That's
too.
fucking
Damn,
funny,
that's
though.
pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Wow, bro. Wow.
Yo, dude, let me ask you, because,
Yeah.
you know, you're heavily into entertainment right now.
Yeah.
Like, in it, and when you're creating it, what keeps you entertained?
Bro,
Like,
life.
what you be watching right now?
Life.
Do you just be grounded?
Yeah, life keeps. First of all, my family alone is wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just alone, yo, yeah. My family alone is enough to keep probably everybody entertained, bro. I'm not even kidding, yo. They wild, bro. Yo, I got. Never mind. But I just got wild siblings, and they're hilarious, man. My son keeps me. He's hilarious too, man. Just thinking about my son, because it's wild. Even I had a son in high school, so I had my son when I was 17, and we growing up together, you know. And it's wild because I'm like an immature dad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to be mature.
At 17.
Yeah, bro.
You're 17 now.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like this my dog. You know what I'm saying? This my
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. We about to get into this 2K.
Yeah, but
Wake up.
yeah, but for real though, sometimes I got like I said, like he had his friend had called me up like, yeah, man, get on the K and play Mortal Kombat. I had to remember for a second though. I was so immature. I was like, man, get on there. I'm bust your. I said, wait a minute, young man. You can't be calling.
It's past your bedtime.
You can't be calling me, man.
But get on.
Yeah.
But get on. But
But
I'm
get
gonna
on.
whip that ass still, but don't do the shit.
And I
back.
did. You know who you are. I beat you.
I just had to uninstall that shit.
Yeah.
That shit got me so fucking tight the other night, son.
Yeah.
I was playing Mortal Kombat. Son.
Yo, Mortal Kombat, bro. That's
I just had to uninstall that shit, kid.
on God, bro. I be getting my son is nice at Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But this way he get me mad. He know. He'll like I learned like I'm good, but he'll start spamming, bro. He do this. Yeah, like whenever he know I got him, he'll spam me, bro, and then like, yeah. And then I gotta, we be beefing.
Trust me, I feel you.
Full on beef. I ain't paying child support that week. For sure. I'ma hold off on the week.
All right, keep that energy. We need them school clothes.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
keep it up. I'll break the system.
I bought it, I break it.
Right.
What the fuck you gonna do?
We gonna be out without a system the whole
At
summer.
your age, this time of year, I had a summer job.
Nah, for real though. For
fuck?
real. So, and what's crazy about their generation now, right? Like at 13, I had a summer job. I used to
Yeah.
work for the housing
Me
department.
too. I did the same shit right down the block.
Yeah.
Right down the block in Hattonville, bro.
Bro, I used to work for housing department. You know, you clean out the apartments and stuff like that.
Take you to the grass,
Yeah.
with a little rake, the
Yeah.
pan. Like, damn, I gotta do all day. They were wilding last night.
Word up, man.
Man, and when July the 4th weekend hit, like, damn, these motherfuckers were wilding last night.
Wowing.
And you gotta hit the grass. Like, you gotta really be in the jacks, like, in the grass.
Picking
just-
everything up.
And I got lucky, bro. Like, I haven't talked to these dudes in years, bro, but I work with two dudes. One dude named Chris, who used to chill in like, around Douglas, where we used to chill. Like, coincidentally, his mom lived right down the block. And then this other dude named Kyle, he was just, like, a chill dude. Like, everybody, the whole hood knew him. He was cool. We all got along, but the dude who, like, you got to clock in at the little office, like, in the basement.
Right.
We used to clock in, and the dude who used to run the shit was just like, yo, I could go out there for like an hour and a half, just clean up real quick, and then go home, come back later to punch out. Like at 1:30, because you remember it ended at 1:30.
for sure, yeah.
Bro, that was the greatest feeling.
Oh
Just
my God,
in
bro.
the dead of the summer.
Son, so I wish we had somebody who let us do. We did had a getaway though. We
Yeah.
had like a little getaway. This guy Shout out to Mike. He's a manager now,
Nice.
but at that time, a few years ago, I think he was just getting in. And he used to have like the key to the top of the buildings.
Yeah, yeah.
And he used to tell us like, yo, like he took me there first, which could have been weird. As a young kid, I was like, where you taking me, man? Right? He took me to the top of the building. My street senses is like, hold on, man. Yeah, I done seen weird white stuff going, because he's a white dude. I'm like, weird white stuff they're going. He gonna try to rape me on this roof.
He had a garden up
Right.
there.
So I'm like,
So you like this view,
bro, no lie though, he did. He had like a little, yeah. That's wild. He did, no, seriously. He had a little, and he had like, that was his spot, bro.
Yeah,
He used to be like, yo, anytime you want, man, like y'all go up here, clean up a little bit, then you could just get lost and
Slide
go.
off, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I ain't get to go home, but boy, I was on that roof.
Bro,
I was on that roof
Flocking
chilling.
into the roof.
Yeah.
Just staring at the
Chilling.
clouds, smoking on cloud.
that's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That's wild,
same
man.
Same thing.
But what makes me think about that now, even with the summer jobs, like kids today,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like that over here, but I was in Jersey at that time, and I talked to the guy because I ended up bumping into him, and we was like reminiscing. This is recent too, and he was telling me how they don't allow the young kids to work anymore.
Oh.
I don't know if they do that here, but there they said because and this was his words. He said the generation is different from ours. He was like, and you hear that every generation, right? Like these kids are different. He was like, but no, like you can't say things to them, and if you on top of them too much, like everything's a lawsuit today.
Yeah.
So they like those kids. He just said it's too difficult, and trying to get them to work. Like he was like their minds don't work the same as us. Like we was outside.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was fun to be outside. It was a punishment to be inside.
Yeah, that was bad.
Right, bro.
You couldn't leave the crib. It's like,
bro, you hear them having fun outside.
You hear screams, like, a bunch of shit going on.
You hear that little hey, it's ice cream, that little truck or whatever. You like, damn, you right? You mad as hell. You hear them just jump roping and stuff. You hear the fights going on. So when you was inside, like it was a real punishment to be inside for them. You know, if I have to tell my son yo, go out, man, go out, go have some fun.
Yeah,
they like to be inside.
Yeah.
So for them, like work wise, their mentality is a little different.
Yeah,
they are a lot faster to want to be inside.
Yeah, true.
Than to be.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that. And then a lot of content and run shit right now.
For sure.
A lot of kids 15, 16, 17 years old, they're starting to make content already.
For sure.
Even if some cases they can't touch that money yet. Shit, you got 3-year-olds making millions of dollars.
For sure.
Like that little kid that used to, what's his name, Ryan, I think. Like, I don't know if I got that right, but he used to review toys and shit.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember.
This kid got a fucking float. He got a balloon at the Thanksgiving parade.
Wow.
That's crazy,
said, bro.
Wow.
I want one. Put a balloon on my face.
I said I want one.
Filming them,
I want a balloon, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I'm putting in work
one
too.
Water balloon,
but you got to shout out to his parents.
Oh man, that's guidance.
Ryan's parents, man.
Yeah.
Because that's the dedication. That's why, like, I hear people all the time, especially because we're in entertainment. They like, man, I want to get my son on Power, man. What I gotta? And then when I tell them like what you got to do as a parent, where you got to be present.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to show up. Like you got to be
work.
You have to work harder than your kid. Your kid's just being seen.
Yeah,
you're the one behind it, constantly driving. You're the one constantly talking to this person, constantly making sure your kid is doing what they got to do to get better as an actor and reading and
opening
all
up
this
your
stuff.
schedule to make sure that they can make auditions.
That
they could go from one place to the other. Because a lot of that shit ain't covered at first. Like these kids don't get advances and stuff like that. It's up to the parents to fly them out, and it's a lot.
It's a lot. So I got to shout out to Ryan, and because Ryan's, I seen it too.
Yeah.
I seen Ryan. Yeah, I think, because how long ago was that with Ryan? I feel like my son was watching.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah, how maybe like last 8 years.
Yeah. So I was about to say I remember my son like watching those videos with like, and I remember at that time being like, you're watching somebody open toys.
Yeah. It's bugged out, right?
And now I remember at the time where like even with like kids watching each other play games.
Yeah.
Dude, that was weird to me at first.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? You're watching somebody play a game?
Bro.
And then it just became the norm.
It is.
Yeah, Twitch and all that shit is
fucking
norm.
Do you guys know about the Twitch? I don't know enough about Twitch.
Nah,
I was on Twitch pretty heavy for some years.
I don't know
Not
enough.
not as a creator or nothing, but
Mm-hmm.
I was on there a lot. Like my friend still streams.
Okay.
I had a podcast with him, but he does like whenever there's like a Summer Games Fest or like Video Game Awards, he'll stream it live. He does
Right.
like a weekly thing.
Okay.
But yeah, that platform is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like the amount of shit that goes on that platform.
Yeah.
Like every week it's something new with Twitch. Like I'm pretty sure it won't be a thing in a few years.
Yeah.
It's already kind of suffering to like other streaming platforms like Kick.
I could see that.
You know, like
is that what the kid Kai Sanat is
Kai
on?
Cenat, yeah. I think
this is when I knew though.
Mm.
Whenever it's almost like a relationship, right? Whenever you got to do the most to keep a relationship going, it's usually not gonna last.
true.
That's why when you see people who've been in a relationship for a while, they see a newer couple and they all, they like, oh, this ain't gonna last. This ain't because you ain't gonna stay on. You can't be on top of each other every day for 30
Too much
years.
energy.
Ah, you gotta breathe, baby. You gotta breathe. It ain't gonna work. So and when I'm watching Twitch and you see people now pulling 24 and 48 hours on Twitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the most. It's like, whoa, y'all spending 2 days together?
It's all living on it.
Yeah.
That I don't think that's
It's a-
sustainable.
It's a little weird.
That's not sustainable.
But
Yeah.
that's the future. I think the future is really gonna be. I think the economy is gonna be an attention economy
Right.
because if you look at
It
the
is.
oncoming, it already is, but it's gonna be even more so because if you look at like automation
Right.
with robotics, like what Boston Dynamics is doing.
Right.
Once they start implementing like the new algorithmic artificial intelligence and shit in it,
Right.
it's like most jobs are gonna be gone. So you're gonna have to, if you want to make like, somebody's probably gonna come up with universal basic income, right?
Right.
Because you're gonna need people to have ways to purchase food and
For
whatnot,
sure.
And if you want to make more, the only thing you're gonna be able to do is kind of like entertainment.
Right.
It's
right.
like, yeah, come watch me. It's like, that's
Yeah,
definitely the
That's
future.
the only way that's gonna be the
Give me more of your food credits or some
Yes.
shit, or some weird shit like that.
What country is that kind of has that society? I can't think of the name where they basically everybody has the equal pay.
Equal pay. You mean like
Everybody makes the same amount. There's nobody who could be over. No, I can't.
different
think.
communist countries.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's
Like,
kind of like that in a sense, and the only way out is going to be basically like entertainment. Where you
yeah.
have that edge.
I think
Yeah.
that's definitely the future, bro.
wow.
Yeah, you'll definitely see the return of more like less digital shit, I feel.
Yeah.
Like the digital is gonna run everything, but I'm talking like in terms of production, you're gonna see people doing a lot more. I feel like really getting out into the streets more.
I agree.
It always goes back. It always
Yeah.
goes in reverse because
yes.
right now it's so congested, bro. Like
Right.
when COVID happened, every rapper who couldn't make money
Mm-hmm.
and who couldn't go on tour and couldn't sell merch on tour and who was in debt because of shit with their labels and all that,
Mm-hmm.
they went and got this setup right here and they became podcasters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's one of them things where that shit killed the radio game pretty much. Like
Yeah. Hands down.
a podcast could be neck and neck with like a Power 105 easily.
It easily
And they
is.
easily
It
are.
easily
You know,
is.
like
yeah.
it's crazy. Like people turn down a radio station and go do a podcast
For sure.
instead.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
the power's still in people's hands. It's just people need to understand like maneuvering a certain way. You know, because you see what happened when streaming started, right? Like when all these cable networks started suffering because streaming like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu took over.
Right.
Now you just see channels like HBO, Showtime, Stars. All these networks went and created apps, and
Yeah.
a lot of them now you got to pay for them. You can pay for them on their own individually.
Yeah.
You know,
Or get a bundle.
but now it's almost the same shit as having cable.
Yeah, it
And here's the
definitely
thing:
is.
You know what I'm
if you
saying?
peeping, I don't know if y'all peeping, you're watching what Netflix is doing and all these. Everything is going back to live TV too.
Yeah, that's
why
exactly-
you got Cat Williams doing the live special, Chris Rock doing the live special.
Mm-hmm.
What's the comedian name? John Mulaney.
Oh, yeah,
doing his show
His
is a
show's
live
live.
show.
Mm.
It's going back to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
That's the excitement.
It's going backward, and you might not need the networks involved, but the networks will find a way to put themselves in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right,
there are
right.
some respectable networks, and I know it's a hassle. It comes with a lot of politics and shit. You know, if you're just somebody trying to get in that room with them,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely the power's still within people's hands to like see where they want to go with it.
For sure.
Because
for sure.
yeah, you could really cut the middleman out. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
We proved that, but you look at it now and it's like, yo, I had like a Vizio. You go buy a fucking Vizio or a Samsung TV. That shit comes with cable.
I know.
Yeah.
I literally just
Like I used to have to pay for this shit just a few years ago.
Right.
And now it comes with like 8,000 free channels, and they be playing
You
real
still
shit.
can't find anything to watch.
Right.
But they be playing real shit,
Yeah.
like real movie. I'm like, the fuck is this?
The only thing that they won't have those channels is like the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
the like the
Boxing.
main
Yeah.
events, those things. But if we being honest, even before back in the day, like before they had all these different things these outlets and these networks, people was going to the bars and paying pay-per-view anyway.
Yeah.
So you never needed you know that in the first place.
Life finds a way.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Speaking about like channels and shit, what's like, what do you watch? Like, do you watch anything? Like,
Yeah, I watch Power.
Yeah.
I'm a Power fan. I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
Shout out to Power, but I am a Power fan, so I watch that. I'm a sports. I do love basketball.
Yeah.
I love football. I watch a lot. I like documentaries, bro. And I'm
Yeah.
also weirdly, I'm definitely a animal lover. I watch a bunch of, bro.
Oh, dude, I love a lot of
Yo,
that shit too.
my algorithm, bro. Yo, one time I was just laying in my girl. The first thing I did, bro, I woke up. I didn't even pray, man. I feel bad saying this, but I didn't. I didn't even thank God, man,
Bro,
bro.
on Animal
I'm
Planet?
watching lions, like just lying around, and you see the damn lion dad. But yo, the funniest thing to me, right? I didn't realize that lions, like the male lions, they be operating like people in my family.
Yeah.
Like they be having little separate families and shit, right?
Yeah, right off, start a new pride.
They be having two prides. The funniest thing I saw on the algorithm was when the two families clashed, right? So this was mad funny, bro. So the two families, they about to get it in, right? So it's females, of course, like they going at it. And then the male dad comes in, right? And then you see the opposite side, who they think is they ops. They see the dad greet them
And they
in a
all
way.
like that?
Yo, you see, this jump was so funny because I seen this in real life with my family before. you see the females recognize like,
Oh shit.
and you see them heartbroken, right? Like, yo,
Damn.
dad got another family. And you see the kids looking like, how do we treat them? Do we bite? Do we hug? Like, what's going on?
Do we?
Yo, so they like separate and go their way, and you see the dad like break it up, and then when they go back, the dad goes to try to like greet with the women, and they giving him mad shit.
Just give him an attitude.
Yeah,
He goes and starts a third pride.
hella lion attitude, bro.
You're going to start a third pride for sure.
And this is stuff you watch.
This is why the fuck I started another family in the first place.
Right. That's why.
Because you be acting like this.
I'm like, lions got side pieces? I didn't know. I didn't know you could have a side family as a lion. That's the pride right there. But no, I watch a lot of animal documentaries. I'm in tune with I like the world, bro. I do.
I hear you.
And it makes me feel like I like how when you watch these animal documentaries, and I watch the Earth documentary too.
Yeah.
Everything connected, bro. Our whole, you know what I mean? Like
That
every
shit.
little thing is connected in the ecosystem, bro. So
Yeah,
that's B.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The
Sorry to
last
keep
thing,
talking.
No. The last thing I saw that kind of like kept me entertained was this show called American Detective. Have you heard about it?
American Detective.
I ain't see that.
You haven't seen that? You never heard of it?
American
man,
Detective?
This is
No.
a new show. It's pretty fucking dope, man.
Okay.
There's this part in it. I gotta show you this shit, bro.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just.
Turn that shit on.
The hell you laughing at?
Appreciate you doing this. All right, let's just make sure you're all set up. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure your mic is good. And... All right.
Nah.
Is that good? You feel all right? Anything? All right.
Hey yo. Nah.
All right. Good evening, sir. Thank you for doing this first and foremost. I won't waste a lot of your time. Just wanted to talk a little bit about TFK. Were you aware of the other murders before getting the call about the body in your jurisdiction?
I remember everything about that time. I was really upset about getting that call that day. I was 20 more minutes to my 4-day weekend. I had rented a cabin in the Poconos with my wife. I wanted to go up there, have some time in the hot tub, make a few moments with her. Back then, moments with her were few and far between.
I was in my office that afternoon, taking care of some really important paperwork. Always working hard. Man, the time going slower than a New York winter. I grabbed my hat, started to loosen up a bit, ready for my time with the missus. Made sure all was well in the office, and threw on my coat, ready to leave. But then, the phone started to ring.
Is Jones available?
I couldn't believe my ears. The timing couldn't have been worse. It was the captain, and he needed me of all people to go check out the scene. It was a body. Of course, I was more than happy to go.
And do you remember what it was like when you first reached the crime scene that day?
When I got there, the crime scene photographers were snapping away. The body was still warm, and the place was a mess.
Hey, quit that fucking shit! Get the fuck out of here!
Sorry, detective.
I started to check the body, see what I could find. The guide was holding some sort of cap. Didn't really stand out to me at first, except I knew the smell.
They say smell is the closest sense tied to memory. And I believe them. Death has a distinct smell. This smell wasn't death.
What do you mean?
This smell, it smelled delicious. Oddly delicious. Lavender.
I kept checking out the scene. Something told me the answers were right there, somewhere, around me. In an area like this, if these walls could talk, even they'd stay silent. It was up to me to figure it all out. That's when I checked the bathroom, found bottles on the floor. Someone was trying to clean up after themselves. The smell was unmistakable. It was going to take a lot more than a few bottles of cleaner to fool a veteran like myself. This guy was good, but he was no professional. I was on his heels, and he was somewhere close. I could feel it. Put out an APB for a Latino man between the heights of 5'7" and 5'7.5".
I knew instantly it was a Latino man. That was way too much Fabuloso. I ended up running all Fabuloso purchases in the last 2 weeks through the databases. 60,000 hits across the 5 boroughs. It was like finding a needle in a Latino haystack.
So ultimately, how did you end up finding TFK?
Intuition. Intuition is real.
I was in the neighborhood taking a stroll when I see a guy taking some things out of his car. He dropped a few things and looked like he needed some help. I did what I would do for anybody. I went over to give him a hand. Hey brother, you're looking a little disheveled there.
It's just me and my Butterfingers.
Butterfingers. That's when I noticed and started to ask the guy, where'd you get that wound? Where'd you get that wound? Where'd you get that wound? I didn't like the guy's answer.
Nah, yo. The run is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, yo. Nah.
Bad slow.
Nah, this is the slowest action movie I ever seen in my life.
I'm gonna mop the floor with this motherfucker. I got you, motherfucker. You got the right to shut the fuck up and be locked up forever. And that's how I caught him.
I don't know if you're aware, but 18 years since the event's taken place, a lot has changed. New technology, all sorts of things that are available to authorities. And, the guy who you caught that was said to have done the crime, he actually ended up getting released because somebody else confessed. Do you have any, commentary on that, maybe? Or
He was released. TFK. Hey, Lisa, who the is this guy?
who
Who the are you to tell me TFK didn't do it?
Just
I
relax,
saw those murders. I so take this bull off of me.
Hold on.
Take this bull off of me.
He refuses to do another interview. Hilarious. You and Nickelodeon. Yo, that's funny, man.
American Detective.
Yo,
American Detective,
that's what
you
the
know?
door. Okay, now, yo, the whole time I was like, when I first walked in, I was like, yo, this is either gonna be really good or crazy.
Yeah, the dummies on the
The
side.
dummies on the side.
Chilling. He's had better weeks.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Looks like me on a hangover.
I said,
right
I
there.
said, they some wild, I don't know what's going on in here. The door, I ain't see no holes, so I knew it was good. I was like, nah.
That old giant ass voodoo doll.
Right.
When I want to fucking kill Matt, I'm gonna stab that.
Hey, yo. That's hilarious, yo.
Yo,
So is that gonna be a show?
that's just the American Detective will be back on Saturday Gigantic, which is the pod. You know?
Yo,
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's dope.
You. Just having a little fun.
Nah, I loved
Yeah.
it. I love that, man.
If you notice, a lot of those type of documentaries that drop is often about the cops,
Right.
and like they believe it really is about all them.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the way
yeah.
they handle themselves and
Yeah.
the way they talk about themselves. So I found that I think you nailed that.
Yeah,
yeah,
making fun of that was a good job,
My
man.
Max Pena,
Yeah.
fucking roll.
Yeah, I hope you like my fast slow run.
No, the slow run that to me is that was the
We meant to do that.
both
obviously.
of y'all run.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm not saying I can
Of
run.
course
faster.
y'all did. Of course.
I'm way faster.
Oh,
than
you're
that.
well, I know.
But hell yeah, I can run fast.
I run a 4.4, bro.
I'm sure.
Shit, I needed the camera
I'm
to keep up with me. You
sure.
know what I mean?
I run a
couldn't blow-
20/20.
I couldn't blow him out the
Uh-huh.
water like that. You know what I mean? I was just trying to keep it easy on Matt. He was recording this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That was shot great with a great camera and everything too, man.
Thank you,
I
man.
like
you,
the
yo.
details. Y'all did, yeah, that was cool. That made like right away as an artist, I was like, yo, I would do something with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to be a part of a project like that. Next
Hell
time
yeah.
y'all do it,
Dude,
throw
I
me
would
in.
love to have you do some sketches with us.
for
bro.
sure,
We
man.
we got to work some shit on some shit in the future. That
Oh yeah, nah,
For sure.
absolutely.
So we
sure.
will, man. I'm actually, I'll I might as well throw it out a little bit, but I'm actually coming out with a sketch show too.
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hell
so yeah, actually, I watched it and I went, yeah, that would be perfect. You guys, yeah. Nah, so
Yeah.
we probably
Dude,
will if
Nah,
y'all
that's the
down.
future.
definitely. We're
In the
always
future,
down, brother. Hell
We
yeah,
are
let's
gonna
do it.
be putting that together. Yeah,
For sure.
Absolutely, bro.
that's happening. So,
Yo,
yeah.
Reef, tell people where they could catch you, man, and what you got coming up, yo.
All right, man. Which there, because that camera ain't even. I don't know who that camera looking at.
I think that
but
camera's
that camera cockeyed.
Since
So
the back of my
camera
neck.
just here. But my name's Sharief Johnson. Y'all can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything like that. RIEF Comedy. That's RIEF Comedy. On on YouTube though, you might have to look up Sharief Johnson, SHARIEF. I got an album out right now that's on Tidal, Apple, Spotify, every platform there is. It's called I Wish That Was a Joke. SiriusXM just featured it, and I got a project coming out I can't wait for y'all to see called Sharief Johnson The Hustle. Yeah, man, that's the one to be looking out for. Thank y'all, though. This was a dope project. Thank y'all for having me, my guys.
Thank you for doing it,
A lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yo,
hey,
man,
man,
awesome, man.
I'm coming back by.
No, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm coming back by.
Check them out, everybody. I've been Mario Benitez.
I'm Jose Ortiz.
And this has been Saturday Gigantic.
Hey, y'all tu sabe.
Peace.
Nah, thank y'all, man. That was dope.
That was dope, bro.